Happy New Year, everyone. It's Jacqueline. It's our first cooking class for the new year. And it's even a better day than January 1st because it's like Christmas again for me. I have the brand new, hot off the press, as of today, January 4th, we've got our brand new catalog out for you. And I'm actually going to be doing one of the recipes with a product that we brought in, and I'm really excited about this. I actually did a taste test for this, hi Pam, in Calgary, and while I was there, it was a rave review that this tomato soup rocks the house. Totally does. So today's cooking class, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about this product, how you can jazz it up so it's not just your plain old tomato soup, but I'm also going to give you some other products that I'm going to showcase that I think you're going to love. In fact, I've had one that was similar, and I'm going to tell you how Epicure has just improved upon that. So when you're in here, say hi. I see I've got Pam, I've got Monique already. So let's get started, guys. Tomato soup, here we come. So to make this, our package, by the way, and if you're interested and you're seeing the new product in our new catalog, if you're wanting to try a little bit of everything, we actually have a package called Taste the Season, which gives you one package of each of our new products, including the Italian meatballs and of course our broccoli cheese soup. So if you're interested in that, go and purchase that. It is available as of right now. I also wanted to showcase in this catalog some of the other things. I know that this time of year is when a lot of people make these New Year's resolutions of, I want to get healthier this year. And one of the easiest ways to get healthy is to have a super start to the year with superfood. So in your catalog, and you can view this online, some of the things that I love is ramen. Oh my gosh, you cannot have enough of this. I stockpile on it. I don't know what I'd do without ramen. I love, love, love that. If I'm having one of those days where it's like, oh my gosh, I've got to have something to nourish my body and I need it really quick, you can almost bank on, I've pulled out the ramen. Now, that might change once I start showcasing the new product here. The profile for our tomato soup, just so you're aware, has organic cane sugar, so it's a little sweet. It's got tomato powder in there, cornstarch, because of course all of our product is 100% gluten-free. We've got onion, inactive nutritional yeast, which of course is good for you. We've got sea salt, garlic, basil, and black pepper. So I've got my multi-purpose pot. Now, some of you, you're probably gonna see this pot and go, oh, I wish I had that pot. We used to sell this pot. We don't anymore. But if you have it, love it. Because I love it for so many different reasons. So what we're gonna do is we're going to basically put our package of tomato soup in 4 cups of water. Oop, I hope I don't start coughing. As you can see, I've dumped it in and it's quite fine. So we've got that, and then we're going to add a can of tomato paste. Now, if you happen to have one of our great little 3-in-1 spatulas, I love this because it's so easy to dig in here. The other one that works really good, which I probably could have pulled out, was our silicone knife. But we're gonna put a whole can of our tomato paste. And we're going to get the stove going, just realizing I need to turn that on. And we're going to bring this to a boil. And we're not going to watch water boil. I'm going to give you some other great ideas on how you're going to amp this up so you've sort of got the bistro style tomato soup in your home. So we'll just give this a little bit of a stir. So let me give you some fun food facts. Hi, Angie and Linda. Good to see you again. Have you checked out the catalog, Linda? I know that you're one of the people that comes onto my cooking class frequently. And thank you so much for supporting my home-based business. I appreciate all your support. So let me know where you're in from. Okay, so we've got this going. I'm just going to transfer this to the back. Now, the instructions actually, before I push this away, it says, so easy, anyone can do this, even your children, your husband, your spouse, whatever that looks like. Seriously, Epicure just makes life so easy. So in a pot, preferably the multi-purpose pot, you're gonna whisk in your seasoning, your water, your tomato paste, and you're gonna cover it, bring it to a boil over medium-high heat. Then we're gonna lower it down and we're going to add some cream. And I'm gonna talk to you about a few of those things. So let me get a lid on this. I'm just gonna slide it to the back burner. Perfect. I'm gonna pull this to the front because I'm gonna be doing something else for you. Hey Cindy, good to see you. So, oops, it's telling me to do something here. Yes, I'll get you going. So one of the things that might help you make this more like a gourmet meal is to maybe make your own croutons. And for some of you, because you're gluten intolerant, croutons probably is something that you cannot do. But if you've got gluten-free bread, yeah, why not make some garlic bread? And how you can do this is if you've got maybe your prep bowl, a little bit of butter in here. We're going to take, and you can use anything if you wanted to put onion or 3 onion would be good in here. My children absolutely loved, and when I say love, I mean loved, my garlic bread. They actually called it Mom's Special Bread when they were little kids. And I love the flavor. So I'm gonna use my 4-in-1 spoon. And I'm just going to, depending on how much butter you have and how many croutons you're planning on making. But I used, what did I use there? I think I used like a good teaspoon for the amount that I'm using. And you can just mix this up a bit. If your butter's not totally soft, you might want to soften it, just setting it close to your stove. You don't want it melted though. It's just gonna make life too difficult, trust me. You want it soft and spreadable, not drippy and icky. So you're going to take your bread, your gluten-free bread or whatever you've got, and you're gonna spread this on both sides. And this is why you don't want to have it drippy or runny, because you can only imagine the mess you would have. But I like putting it on both sides so I can get lots of flavor. Got it? And now I'm going to pop it into, I'm going to cut it first. And I don't want cubes. I want to talk to you about this quickly. I don't want cubes because I want to brown it on the side. So I want nice little slices. Just using a knife here. And I had this bread sitting out for a minute or two, so it's dried right up. A little bit harder to cut. And I'm just going to drop this into my pan. Make sure they're separated out a bit. And I'm going to let these crisp up. Now my pan is, I've got it too low right now, but I'm gonna get that up to like a medium high. And this won't take long, so don't walk away. Now, some of you may prefer to make your bread cubes in the oven. That would be fine, but for the volume that I'm making, I don't wanna heat up my whole oven and my house. I'm trying to save on costs, and I think you're probably seeing your bills of everything going up and up and up. Hey Jordan, good to see you as well. So you might want to just grab a little small saute pan like I've got here and just crisp this up a bit yourself. All right, so let me give you some fun food facts, and I'm going to talk about a new product as well. So just so you know, soup has been around for, are you ready for this? 6,000 BC. There was evidence that soup was around in 6,000 BC. Of course, what kind of soup was it? Hippo soup. Yes. They unearthed the remains and they believe that hippo soup was actually served. And just a side note, did you know that hippos have pink milk? Yeah. Fun food fact, all the way from Africa. So anyway, so soup goes back that far, and soup took on a, whoops, wow, that was boiling over, thank goodness. Give me a second. Let me turn this down. I guess it's a new year, guys. I forgot how to cook. I forgot I have an induction stove. Well, now you know I have bloopers as well. And thank goodness for induction stoves because they're easy to clean up. I think this is probably one of the reasons why I don't have a natural gas stove. I can only imagine how dirty my kitchen would be. So let's just wake this up. Okay, we seriously know it's boiling for sure. Anyway, so let me go back to my story about soup. So soup's been around for a very long time. And in fact, tomato soup in particular goes back to a lady, they actually called her Miss Leslie. Miss Leslie actually was born in the 1700s. And back in, oh, what year was it? I think it was 18, I'm gonna look it up because I did write it down. In 1857? Yeah, 1857, she actually put a recipe for tomato soup in a cookbook. So tomato soup goes way, way, way back. Now, the tomato soup, just so you know, it actually got converted. Are you ready for this? Like, you think Campbell's soup's been around for a long time? Crazy. But Campbell's soup didn't actually get the condensed tomato soup until 50 years later. It took 50 years to take an amazing recipe that Miss Leslie created and finally get it out there. Now, tomato soup then took another huge turn when Andy Warhol, you guys know who Andy Warhol is. Andy Warhol, of course, painted the picture of soup cans. Now, a fun food fact about that, Andy Warhol, they asked him, why did you do soup cans? And surprise, surprise, Andy Warhol did it because he said he actually drinks his soup daily. For 20 years, it actually says online. Now, I don't know if every day for 20 years he ate soup, but it's why he did the tomato soup cans. And if you're wondering where those tomato soup cans pictures are, in MoMA. So if you're in New York, you might want to go to the Museum of Modern Art. There is actually 32 pictures, cans of soup that Warhol did. That was the beginning of the modern art era. So pop art had started. So anyway, when Andy Warhol, these pictures, by the way, some of you see them, I know my son has a picture of the tomato soup can, and that piece of art in particular, the tomato soup is the most popular one. It went on sale at Christie's auction back in, I think it was 2010, and they estimated that that soup pitcher, tomato soup pitcher, would go for between $6 and $8 million. That's a lot of chunk change, I'm telling you. But it didn't go for that. Want to have an idea of how much people love tomato soup? That actually sold for over $9 million. $9 million for the Andy Warhol picture. So crazy, right? All right, so I've got my soup ready. I'm gonna turn this right down. Now, what we're gonna do here, and I do have another product, so don't go away. We're gonna add a little bit of cream. This is going to make it more like a bistro style, and this is where the new product comes in. I've been trying to save you guys a lot of money. Hey, Janet and Suzanne, nice to see you, and Jane. I have been saying to you, when you go to the grocery store, you probably have noticed that you can get heavy cream in multiple different sizes. You can get the little small, little cube pack. I think it's 250 milliliters, so a cup. You can get the half a liter and the full liter, and the difference in price is crazy cheap if you get the larger one. Get the larger one. It's like 50 cents more sometimes. And what I do is I freeze them. Now, what do you freeze it in? Well, I put this in a silicone freeze, and once it's frozen, I pop them up and stick them in freezer bags. And I had a lady the other day ask me, can you use frozen cream in your soup without it curdling? And the answer is yes. This is time for you to learn how to use your microwave on the defrost mode. So what I've done is I just took my block of cream, I'm not going to put this in because when I put this in the microwave, it does something to the online. It'll just blip on us. But I put it on reheat. I used my little whisk. You can use whatever you've got in the house, and you're just going to pour this in. So don't put it in frozen, because you're going to notice that when you pull it out of the freezer, there's going to be like a little bit of ice crystals potentially on there. So you're just going to want to get it back into that really nice looking creamy texture. And as you can probably see, no curdling happening. Okay? So that's going to make your bistro soup. Now I also have on here, and I'm just going to turn this off. Okay, I've got my croutons made. Now, if you want to pump it up a bit, you can do something else. So I've actually done Parmesan crisps. So the baking rack and our tray. So just grate some Parmesan. And now you've got these adorable little thin crisps that will be great on top. I'm going to put that on. But I want to talk about something that I've had for a while. Okay. I bought these about a year ago. This was called Super Cubes. You trust me, I love my kitchen. I'm always looking for the next best thing. And so about a year ago, I bought this. And I'm gonna tell you, I have fought with this product for a year. I hated it for the simple reason that it has this really hard, solid cap. And it is almost, I'm not kidding, almost impossible to get off when it's frozen. I sit there and fight with this. So you cannot imagine how excited I was and how excited you should be with Epicure's freezer cubes. Oh my gosh. Guys, it's stretchy. I love it already, and you should too. What? I mean, I went from this, and it was a great idea, but room for improvement. Hello, thank you, Epicure, for these stretchy tops. Now, they're sold in 2 different sizes, so much like my, ice cubes that I did with my cream. Now, when you make this soup, and of course, buy collections of the different soups that we have, double batch them and freeze them up, because what you're going to do is you're going to pour them into your freezer things, your freezer cubes. There's measuring graduations on here. An average soup, depending on what kind you make, you might want to have a 1 cup serving or a 2 cup serving, right? These would be good for stews, chilies. As soon as they're frozen, it's not like you have to buy a whole bunch of these. You pop them out. The other nice feature that I like is, you'll notice this one, square edges. Ugh, no. You're gonna love these, they're rounded edges. I love promoting our product, because all those things that are out there, or they're revolutionary with some of the things that Epicure comes up with. So freezer cubes, grab them. Okay, so let's get back to my actual soup today. So that took no time at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to introduce you to the last thing. This is our utensil. It's in our catalog. It's our ladle. I love it for a few different reasons. Number one, it's sort of tapered on the side, so it's good for pouring versus, some of you have the ones that are just like a circle and I don't know, like a little bowl. But when you go to pour it, it pours as wide as the cup is, which sucks. It can make a huge mess in your kitchen. Whereas this, it's sort of like it's got its own little pouring spout. I love as well, you'll notice, I'm just gonna tip this, how it's flat on this side. So if you want, and it's stuck to the side of your bowl, you can sort of use it like a spatula to scoop around it. You're gonna love, if you have not already purchased our ladle, do yourself a huge favor. grab it. Okay, so I am just going to doctor this up now. So we've had a few ideas. So you can put a few croutons in here. And like I said, I like how they're just sort of at a little triangle here. And then you may want to add a little bit of salt, but why salt when you can put on a couple little crisps of cheese? And there you go, folks. You have tomato soup that is so darn delicious. So thank you so much for popping in for my cooking class today. Like I said, it's the very first day of our new product line. Taste the Season is here. Of course, we've got these amazing cube trays. And I should say one more thing. I mentioned you don't have to buy multiples of these. Put them in, freeze them, pop them out, throw them in a freezer bag, label it when you made it so you know what it is, and get your next set going. So I hope you've enjoyed today's class. I hope you come back again to see what I've got cooking in the kitchen. And I do want to let you know, so delicious. If you think tomato soup was good before, try this. It's going to knock your socks off. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you again next Thursday. And trust me, I'm going to be doing another super meal, but it won't be soup next week. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.